Hello, my crafty friends. I sure hope you're having a fabulous day. My name is Robyn Pitts with Sir Chauncey Rocco Creative Designs. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Merry Craftmas in July 2023. I'm excited to kick this series off, and I have some fun and easy projects to get you in the holiday mood. The first project that I've made is this really fun pop-up Z-fold card. Hopefully you had an opportunity to watch a video that I did a few weeks ago where I showed you how to make a simple Z-fold card. This project is slightly different in that it has pop-up characters in the center of the card. To make this card, I dug into my Christmas craft vault and I dug out a really fun and whimsical paper by Craft Smart. This is a Michael's Hot Buy and it's called Holiday Ballet. Now this is an older collection from 2019 and I purchased it because I love the Nutcracker theme, but also I really love how diverse and inclusive it is. It has ballerinas in all shades and different colors. To make this card, I've used only the paper collection and then I added in hints of gold foil and red foil for the bows, but all of the characters that you see here have been fussy cut from the paper, and I have some of them popped up on foam tape to make them three-dimensional. So let's start on the left side. We have this cute little wreath. Again, this has all been fussy cut. We have Clara, one of the main characters. She's holding her little nutcracker. We've got a little red bow here with a pearl, and on the bottom where the Z fold is, it says Merry Christmas, and on the side it says Happy Holidays. Now the pop-up component is right here in the center. When I tip the card over, you can see that there are little panels that are holding the characters up. So I have fussy cut this little Christmas tree in the back. We've got the Nutcracker, and of course we have the Mouse King. And last but not least, we have the Sugar Plum Fairy on the right side of the card. Now, each of these pieces, as I said, were cut out using the paper collection, and to make them sturdier, I glued them onto a piece of 110-pound cardstock and then fussy cut them again. And then I inked the edges in a dark gray ink. But isn't this fun? I just love the way this looks. It's so festive. So let's turn this around. On the back, I've added this section here, which is a signature panel to include a nice note. And then I've also included this panel here, which has a little pocket to hold a gift card. Now I've got a Dunkin' Donuts gift card in the center back here, but you can include whatever you want. So this entire project really is a nice Christmas gift in and of itself. It's so easy to make. Now that I've given you an overview of this card, I'm going to grab my material so that we can make one of these cards together. This is the paper collection that I used. In the center, I've actually cut out the title because I'm using it in this next project that we're creating. But it's so fun. This is it. It's called Holiday Ballet by Craft Smart. And this is the page that I used to fussy cut all of the images that you saw in my previous card and that we will be using in the next card. Here you can see the different colors and shapes of the ballet dancers, and I just thought that was so wonderful to have in this paper pack. To begin, we're going to first make our card base. This is a piece of 110-pound cardstock that measures 12 inches by 8 1/4 inches. On the 12-inch side, you want to score at 3 inches and then 6 inches. Next, you want to turn your paper to the 8 1/4 side, and you're going to cut off 2 1/4 inches, so you should have a panel that looks like so. Now that you have your two panels, we need to fold and burnish. So you want to take your larger piece, and on the 3-inch side, you're going to bend that backwards, and then you're going to bend it forward on the 6-inch side. And you want to make sure that you give that a nice burnish. You're going to repeat the same steps on this second piece. So you want to fold at the 3-inch mark and then again on the 6-inch mark, and you want to make sure you burnish this well. So your two pieces should look like this. Now that you have your two pieces, you want to take the smaller side and you want to flip it around so that the larger piece is on the left-hand side and then you have these two smaller pieces on the right. Now we have our two pieces cut and folded. Let's begin working on our mat layers. First, we're going to work on this large area on the right side. I have cut out this piece of cardstock, and in this case I have triple matted it. It has this beautiful blue paper in the background with these fun ballerinas, and then to accent that I included this silver glitter paper and then pink cardstock in the back. Typically I only include 2 mat layers, but I wanted to do something special for this. For your project you can include just the 2. The measurements for each piece is as follows. The pink solid cardstock is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. The silver border is 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. And then the blued cardstock is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I've gone down 1/4 of an inch for each layer, and that's going to be glued down right here. For this left panel, you'll need 2 pieces that measure 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. The silver mat is 2 1/2 by 5 1/2, and the blue mat is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to go here. For this center piece here, I've only done 2 matting layers because I wanted the silver to show, and these mats are the same size as these mats, and that's going to go right there. Now we need to add the mats to this lower level. For the left-hand side, you'll need a piece that measures 5 3/4 by 2 inches. That's in the silver. And I cut the pink snowflake paper out and 5 1/2 by 1 3/4. And this border here with all of the ballerinas was a piece that I cut from the border sheet in the paper collection. So I simply centered it onto the pink paper so that you could see the snowflakes on the top. So that's going to go right here. For these 2 pieces here, I've cut the silver cardstock at 2 3/4 by 2 inches, and the pink paper is 2 1/2 by 1 3/4, and again I just used the border to decorate the center. So that will go here and that will go here. So let's pause now and glue on these pieces, and then we'll move on to the next step. Now that we have our layers glued onto the front, let's put this bottom piece off to the side, and then we're going to flip this piece over. For the left side, you're going to have the mat that measures the same side as the front. The silver is 5 3/4, and the pink is 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. And then I've created a smaller signature area which measures 4 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then I just took a piece of silver cardstock that measures 1 inch by 4 3/4, and then I added in one of the border strips from the paper. So that is going to be glued right here. And then we need a panel here. This is where our gift card is going to go. So you'll need a piece that measures 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. The silver is 2 1/2 by 5 1/2, and the blue piece is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to be there. Then you need a pocket. Now this pocket I cut out from Cricut Design Space, but you can make a pocket easily enough. And all I did was I measured the paper to the exact size of the pocket, and I covered that with pink paper, and then it added a border on the bottom. So let me show you how to make a pocket if you don't have Cricut Design Space. So you want to take a piece of cardstock that measures 3.5 inches wide by 6 3/4 inches tall. On the 6 3/4 inch side, you want to score at 3 3/8, and then back on the 3.5 inch side, you want to score at 1/2 inch and 3 inches. Okay, so you'll have a piece that looks like this. Now, while you're here, you want to use your corner rounder to curve the edges like it is here. You don't have to do that, you can. So you want to do that on the tops and the bottom. And then you'll have 2 flaps here. What you want to do is cut these sides off up to the score line. So these flaps you'll have on the bottom, but just cut them off right up to the score line on both sides. Okay, and then you can fold your card in half. You're going to fold the flaps inside. Don't glue them down, but just fold them inside, and then you're going to bring this back piece up. Before you glue this piece on, then you're going to add glue to these side panels, and this should line up perfectly. Now let's talk about the notches. Now in your Cricut file, the notches will already be cut out. However, if you're making this from the scratch, you need to create one for yourself. So I've taken this Tim Holtz punch. This is a 1/2 inch circle, and I've simply turned it over. And then what you want to do is align it so that's right in the center, and you want to go in maybe about 1/2 inch and then punch. Okay, and then to do the same thing to the other side, to make sure that they're even, I would just fold up the back side and then punch again so that the semicircles are aligned. Okay, so that's how you make the pocket. And this piece is going to go right here. You'll notice that it fits exactly onto the silver panel. Okay, and I have it just about 1/2 inch from the bottom. You can put the pocket wherever you want. If you want it higher, you can. If you want it centered in the middle, you can do that too. Once you decide where to put your pocket, go ahead and glue all of these panels down, and then we'll work on the front of the card. Now we have the pieces glued onto the back. It should look like this. Let's turn this over. We're going to put this up here, and then we're going to grab our bottom piece. Next, we want to glue the brackets that will be attached to our characters. So we need to glue on these pieces right here, okay? And the brackets will be attached to the center area. So you have your longer piece on the left and these 2 smaller pieces on the right. The center panel is what we're going to be working on. So turn this over. And this is the area that we'll be working on. I've cut out 3 brackets. These brackets measure 1 inch by 4 inches. On the 4 inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 3.5 inches, and you're going to fold these back. And then I've just included smaller matte layers. The silver panel measures 2 3/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches tall. And the pink paper measures 2.5 inches wide by 1/2 inch. So what we're going to do is take these pieces, and they're going to be glued almost to the top, just to the very top of the panel here. And I'm moving out just about 1/2 inch. And so you want to have this panel glued on just like so. Okay, you want to make sure that the front, the decorative panel, is facing the right side. So let's go ahead and glue this first panel down. Okay, so again, this is going to be butted up right to the top. We're going to move in just about 1/2 inch. I want to make sure that's nice and straight. Then you want to take your next piece and you measure just about 1/2 inch from the next piece. And then you take your third piece and you're going to measure 1/2 inch from that piece. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this piece on. And you can have these pieces really glued on as far apart as you like, and you don't have to include 3 panels. This just gives you more versatility for adding the characters. And then we have this piece, which I'm going to glue right here. Okay, and so when you finish, they should all fold flat just like so. Okay, so let's turn this piece over. Next, we're going to glue this panel down. First, we're going to glue down the left side. So we're only going to glue this panel up to this first panel. So if you hold it up, we're going to have it aligned down to the bottom. So I'm going to put glue right to the edge. I'm actually going to put it on this panel here and then attach the panel. Okay, you don't want to put it on the rest of the areas just yet. So I'm going to put glue right here. Okay, you want to make sure these panels are moved off to the side. And you're going to line this right to the bottom and wait till that's attached securely. Take your bone folder. Next, we're going to take this panel, and we're going to fold it over like so, and I'm going to put some Collal all-purpose glue because I need some moving flexibility. So I'm going to put it on each of these 3 panels just like so. And then I'm also going to put it on the back of this panel right here. Okay, and so I'm going to lift this up carefully so that it's standing. And then you want to make sure that this panel is glued down perfectly and securely, just like so. And then you can adjust these panels. They'll fit into shape. Okay, so again, you want to make sure that this panel is aligned all the way to the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to fold this back and burnish. Okay, so when you finish, you should have a piece that looks like this. Now we have our card base complete and our hinges are attached in the center. It's time to start decorating. So I have cut out a number of pieces from the cardstock. So we have this ballerina here, these ballerinas, and each of these pieces have been backed on 110-pound cardstock. We've got another ballerina and a Christmas tree. This sentiment, this is what I cut out from the front cover of the paper pack. It says Holiday Ballet. So that's going to go up here. And then I cut out some other embellishment, little Christmas presents. Okay, that can go around the tree. And then I have some cute little snowflakes that I'm going to sprinkle around just like so, and then I'll probably put glossy accents on that. Okay, so I think I'm going to put the Christmas tree over on the left panel. Okay, I'm going to have part of that hanging slightly off of the card, and then I'm going to take this ballerina. I popped her up on some foam tape. She's going to go here. So she's got some nice dimension. And then, let's see, we'll put some of these presents just attached there. And then in the center, I'm going to put this doll on the back bracket. And then I'm going to glue this ballerina on the front bracket. And I'll have them offset so that you can see both of them. And then I'll add this ballerina here. I'll pop her up on some foam tape. So go ahead and glue your paper dolls on as you wish. Now remember, for this center area here where the brackets are, you want to glue your dolls to the front of the bracket where the decorative paper is. That way you can see their feet. However, that's by no means mandatory. You can glue them in the back if you like. It just depends on the aesthetics that you want. Let's go ahead and glue these down. I'm going to finish decorating this, and then I will be back with the final reveal. This is my finished pop-up Z-fold card, and I love the way it turned out. I think the ballerinas are so cute. On the left side, I've added this Christmas tree, and I have these presents stacked under. I've got a little nutcracker in the back. I added a red foil bow with pearl on the top, and then we've got this adorable little ballerina that's popped up on foam tape. For each of the ballerinas, I added a little bow, except for the prima ballerina in the center. And then I cut out these little snowflake circles, and I added glossy accents to them. And then in the center for the pop-up, we have this main ballerina and then another ballerina in the back. And then I added in a variety of presents and a little nutcracker in the back. We have more of the little snowflakes in the back. And then we have another ballerina here. On the back, I finished this off with a sentiment area. On top it says peace on earth and fa la la. And then on the right side, I've created a little pocket, and inside I have the Dunkin' Donuts gift card. Here's a final look at my 2 pop-up Z-fold cards. These are so fun and whimsical, and they are a gift in itself. Not only do you have the pop-up mechanism, which has a fun scene and tells a story, but on the back you also have the gift card holder. Hopefully I've inspired you with new and creative ideas. If you like this video, please take a moment to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please stay tuned for day 2 of my Merry Craftmas in July series. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now, and happy crafting.